Welcome to the show. We've got a great episode here for you on this one. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and like our content so we have a better idea of what you enjoy. We can bring you more of that. So let's jump right in. As a strategic communications leader and somebody with decades of experience in PR, let's take a deep dive into the American Eagle faux pas with their Great Jeans campaign. In a sort of case study in a missed opportunity. So here's my take. What could have been celebrated as a clever play on words, albeit a recycled one, quickly became the locus for a controversy over what the ad was trying to signal or not. When you launch a campaign called Great Jeans, Jeans, and feature a white, blonde, blue-eyed celebrity with classic American styling, you're not just selling denim, you're brushing up against a loaded phrase with a complicated history. To many, it read as exclusionary. I can see that. I think the creative team should have anticipated this and taken that perception off the table immediately. And here's why. Let's take a look at this. The image lacked context, and there didn't appear to be an obvious strategy for navigating the layered implications of an idea like Great Jeans, Genes, in a national brand message. The campaign lacked diversity, especially in today's age. This campaign could have been incredibly effective if it played on the idea that in the right jeans, Jeans, all jeans, Gens, are great jeans. So this framing opens the door to focus on additional features, the customers care about: size ranges, cuts, comfort fabrics, etc. They could have milked this all the way, but they missed the mark. So, as a strategic communications person, we know that this isn't about being politically correct or woke. It's about being culturally literate in order to be maximally effective for the brand. And as anyone who has ever worked on, and my teams knows, my rule number one is that you anticipate the first question people ask and answer it proactively in your initial communications. I mean, guys, this is PR 101. This is crisis comms 101, that you would be able to do this. But instead, somehow, a big national or even an international brand such as American Eagle, AE, is now weakly defending a campaign that could have been celebrated if it had been pressure tested with a broader lens. So, how do you make sure your campaigns deliver the right kind of attention without unintended consequences? So that's a question that everybody's asking in the PR world, which is very interesting. Another sort of perspective that I have on it is it was just simply a bad playbook of bad communications by American Eagle. Next time they should call me as a consultant and I can advise them on how to do better. Number one, you create a controversial ad. We get it. And it's working because we're talking about it. But at the end of the day, how does it make the brand look in the long term? So it's controversial because of the language used, right? Otherwise, Sydney Sweeney advertising, this brand looks completely natural to me and may appeal to the right target audience. So number two, you get thousands, literally, of comments regarding the word, specifically the wordplay on jeans, Genes, and jeans, Jeans, right? How you were born, your heritage versus the blue denim. We get it. It's so in your face. Number 3, you claim that the ad was always about one thing and not the other that's being discussed, right? Essentially, you're not supposed to see what you saw. You're only supposed to see the part we want you to see. So you gaslight your audience. Typical. So the brand could have handled it better by not ignoring the misstep, which was clearly there, but by apologizing if the ad could be perceived in a way they didn't intend. Do you see what I'm saying there? I'll say it again. The brand could have handled it better by not ignoring the misstep, which was clearly there, but by apologizing if the ad could be perceived in a way they didn't intend. Then, and only then, could they have followed up with the explanation about it being always about jeans. It was always about jeans, they said. Jeans. It was always just about the clothing. And a celebration of how everyone wears their jeans. They missed a big opportunity. They need to call me for their next campaign. So to be clear, the issue isn't the woman advertising the jeans, though for some it might be. But we can't, you can't please everyone. So the issue is the language used as the lead-in, as opposed to the campaign itself. I'm very interested to see what everybody else thinks. There's been a lot of discussion. Why does blonde eyes, blonde eyes. Blue eyes, blonde hair, white person. Why is that the great genes, right? It kind of sounds racist. But they handled it in the wrong way in terms of crisis comms and their intentions. So some people love the ad. Some people completely detest the ad. Leave a comment. I want to hear what you guys think. And I'm just coming from a PR and communications perspective as to how they could have done better. That brings us to the end of this episode. Please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.